Olive oil. The midwife said you are hardly fit to live a day, coming into the world like that, quiet as morning frost. Nobody in the room, nobody save your mother, expected you to make that first cry. We couldn't help but stare, feeling helpless for you. You were the tiniest thing, hardly the size of Phyllis's hand, and just a patchwork of blue and red and purple lines woven all over that helpless body. And those eyes, those charcoal black eyes, so full of fear and yet so full of light, a hard type of light. They glowed dark and bright, and they were fragile, but somehow also like stones. We really didn't know what to think. The silence weighed heavy in the room and embraced us as we waited for you to shut your eyes. But you wouldn't, so we started to have hope. It took 3 days for us to understand what your mother must have known all along. Her son was born a little red fighter. We always said Phyllis worked miracles. Every woman around begged for her at every birthing because she ran a tight ship, and all the help in the room eased up with her there, knowing there'd be no fussing. We all knew to fall in line, stay steady on our toes, hush up and wait for the word. It was the best we could do. Still, she insists she's not the one who brought you around. When you were just about to become a man, when you'd grown to be twice as big as your mother was, Phyllis told me again she did not save your life. She has saved many, will rarely ever admit to it, but that's not your story. Your mother saved you. Her soul became his heart, she says. It happened just like Phyllis says, in the blink of an eye. You finally came out, and Phyllis wrapped you right quick all around with warm, damp rags, put you in the stewing pot and closed the lid. We didn't know what she was up to, but we didn't have questions. We just fell in line. She got my sister Rita to put the pot in the warmer of the stove and told her to keep the coals burning as low as she could. She told all of us not to touch the pot, never open the lid. Right fast, out the door, she chased down Uncle Joe and Skipper Ron to row her to Greenspond in a real hurry. When she came back through the door in the middle of that night, we hadn't stopped praying for her safe return and for your mother, who was lost in deep unawares, and for your feeble little bones. Phyllis came through the door with a gallon of olive oil and half a yard of new white linen. We pulled you out of the warmer and put that stewing pot on the table. There was myself, Graham, Aunt Nettie, and Aunt Rita all leaned over the pot, each with an ear turned to the lid. We wanted to hear the beat of a small heart, a puff of breath from those tiny nostrils. We needed you to squeeze out a whisper. We listened for nearly a minute. Nothing. We knew we had to keep hope. That's not over. But I'm not reading any more of it.
Tune in next week.